everyone, it's Daniel Scranton here, and I'm making this video to talk about meditation, my experiences with meditation, why I think meditation is so important, and why I feel that it really needs to be a daily practice, something that we all commit to. First of all, I want to talk about how meditation found its way into my life. It's kind of a funny story. I was still asleep at the time, which means I was an atheist. I grew up Catholic, went to Boston University, became atheist while I was there. By the time I moved to LA, I did not believe in anything and didn't feel very good about it. But anyway, that's a story for another day. I had ascension symptoms early on. I was tired a lot. And even though I hadn't awakened fully, I had come to a place of knowing what I didn't believe. And I think that was a part of my spiritual awakening. It's all been a part of my spiritual awakening. So I'm living in LA. I'm an atheist. The year is 1998, 1999, somewhere around there. And I would get super tired because of the ascension symptoms, and I would lie down in bed and I wouldn't be able to fall asleep. Couldn't nap. I was not a good napper. And so I would just lie there and get up about 20 minutes later. And when I realized that if I just lied down, I didn't have to sleep. I could just lie there for 20 minutes and I'd feel better. I thought, well, that's going to be my new strategy for revitalizing, re-energizing myself. So at first I started setting an alarm, and I would set it for whatever 20 minutes later was. It's before cell phones. Maybe there was the very first cell phone, I don't know, but I didn't have one. So then I realized, it would be easier if you just knew that 20 minutes were up somehow. So set the alarm for 20 minutes, counted how many breaths it took for me to breathe before 20 minutes had gone by. Again, I was not awake. I had no idea that this was meditation. And I did it regularly. Started meditating regularly around that time, not knowing that I was meditating. And then I don't know, I can't remember exactly when I woke up. It may have been 99, it may have been 2000. But I've been meditating ever since, and I feel that I owe so much to meditation. I didn't feel like I could function in the world without it. I really didn't like being tired. I really didn't like the way it made me look or feel. I didn't like caffeine as a solution. Didn't seem to work in the way that I would have, wanted it to work. So I would meditate. At some point, I created all different ways to meditate for myself. Counting my breath was the beginning. I realized that counting my breath wasn't enough, however, that my mind could still be going while I was counting each breath. This is, post waking up now. I knew the goal was to focus that mind on something, innocuous, like breathing. Well, breathing is a very positive thing. I don't know why I chose that word, innocuous. Neutral is what I meant. So I would count my breathing backwards in multiples of 3. So instead of 200 breaths, I start at 600, then go 597, then go 594. So math has always been really easy for me. So subtracting 3 is not hard. Then I found guided meditations online. Found one on YouTube. Went to one of those websites where you can take a YouTube video. I don't know if you know that these exist, but you look for YouTube to MP3, and you can put the URL in from YouTube, and it will create an MP3 for you. You download. So I did that with a meditation, and I listened to that one a lot. Guided meditations are great when you're first starting out because it really does give your mind something to do, something to focus on. But sometimes you can not even be up to doing the guided meditation. You can just feel like that's too much effort. I need to just lie here or sit here. And I've never subscribed to this idea that you have to sit up and have your legs crossed while you meditate. I've sat in recliners, papasan chairs, lay in bed for most of my meditations. So I don't know. I understand there's a reasoning behind it, but it doesn't work for me. So I don't do it that way. So if you think you have to, and that's one of the reasons why you don't do it, because you think like, my back just hurts after 5 minutes, I give you permission to not do it that way. And it's also really okay if you're in your head for most of it. Even after 20 years of meditating, I still feel like I'm in my head a lot during meditation, but I redirect myself, which they say when you learn meditation. By the way, there's transcendental meditation, which you can go and pay someone $2,500 to teach you how to do. And I was listening to someone recently talking about it and saying, well, the idea behind it is that if you pay that much, you'll commit yourself to it. But I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me to pay that much money to learn how to meditate. So, where was I before I went off on that tangent? How I meditate now. I do it first thing in the morning. That's one of the things that really works for me, is to help wake me up, help get me back in my body and make me feel like I'm ready to face the day. I put my hands on my chest here, so I want to be focused on my heart while I meditate, and I want to be focused specifically on being love while I meditate. That it's not just something you feel, it's something you are. And I will also pay attention to my breath. I'll pay attention to my third eye. Some mornings when I don't have clients to get out of bed and start the day with, I will just count my breathing again. I'll go back to that while I'm doing the focusing on my heart, focusing on love. I'll say a mantra as well, like I am love, or I am the love that I feel, or I'm the love in my heart, something like that. Mix it up. I don't stick with any one mantra. So that's how I do it now. I think 15 minutes is enough. I used to need more, but back when I needed more, I wasn't channeling for hours every day, which I do now 5 days a week. So I don't feel like I need it as much as I did. And meditation was also something I always used when I had insomnia. So if you're one of those people who wakes up at 3 a.m. in the morning and can't fall back to sleep, make sure you have a good meditation practice that you can turn to at that hour, so you can meditate yourself back to sleep. And I don't think falling asleep during meditation is bad either. I used to do it all the time, and I just wake up and start meditating again. I had a lot of time on my hands back then, so that was okay. But if you don't have a lot of time on your hands, if you can dedicate 30 seconds to meditation, if you can dedicate a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, that's enough. And also you can build up your meditation time to where you get to a point where you can go 15 minutes and it doesn't feel like agony. It doesn't feel like, you don't feel defeated by it. I remember I used to listen to a lot of books on tape and lectures and stuff like that. And I remember somebody saying that meditation should not be something that you use to get down on yourself about. Like, we do that enough. We do that in enough areas of our life. So don't include meditation with those things that you feel bad about not being better at. It's not a place for judgment. It's not a place for you to take all those judgments and bring them in. So please don't do that. If you meditate for 1 second and that's the only time that you had for it, or that's the only time your mind was completely clear, that's fine. You still did something. You still, I'm sure, benefited from taking that time to just stop doing whatever you're doing and go within and pay more attention to your vibration. Ooh. Okay, Kalyandra. Kalyandra's on the table now with us. She likes to hang out right next to me most of the day. So having a different agenda for your meditation is fine too. For me, it's always been, or not always, but mostly been about revitalizing my energy. But then there was a time when it was about feeling something that I had felt during my ET encounter. If you haven't watched that video, it's on my channel, my ET encounter. After I experienced that, I wanted more of that type of feeling, and so I would add that to my meditation, that feeling of that I was wanting to conjure that feeling up again inside of me. So you can meditate because you want to open yourself up to receiving messages from your guides, your intuition. You want to channel. You want to clear emotions that you don't enjoy feeling. You want to raise your vibration. There's a million reasons to meditate. You want to connect with the earth. Go outside, sit under a tree. Feel that energy coming up from the earth. Feel the support and the love of that tree. So many different ways to meditate. There's the flickering flame meditation where you stare at a candle's flame. So there's definitely a way to do it for you. Like I said, first thing in the morning, if you're one of those people that feels like you have no time, set your alarm for 5 minutes earlier, 10 minutes earlier, and just use that time to meditate. That's what I do. I mean, I'd rather set my alarm for 15 minutes later, but I need that meditation time, even though I'm channeling most days. I feel like it sets the tone for the whole day, gets me on the right track. That's where I want to be. That's how I want to live. So set intention for your meditation. Don't be a perfectionist. Don't judge yourself. It's not a competition. You will eventually get to a place where you enjoy it, where you can feel so much. You can feel so much high frequency energy moving through you because you meditated. So that's its own reward. I know there are a lot of studies. You can look up the benefits of meditation online. There's a lot of studies that show it's good for this, it's good for that. But it really is its own reward when you get into it and you really feel it. You really feel what you can access by meditation. I read a book about a guy who said he focused on the lotus flower here blossoming at the crown of his head, and that brought about a kundalini awakening within this guy. So a lot of people say that last I can't think of the word right now. Corpse pose is the way we refer to it here in the West. When after yoga class you just lie on the mat, and some people just can't take it, just can't stand not doing something. And it's so important for us to learn how to not do and be. And I loved that pose myself. I'm a glutton for meditation and relaxing and taking it easy. So I think that's all I have to say about it. Find a meditation that works for you and practice every day. And I guarantee you it will change your life. It will change your life for the better. And someday you'll meet me and you'll thank me for making this meditation video. Okay, everybody. Blessings. Take care and see you next time. Oh, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff.